Greetings everyone, I'm your host VideoVomit. It has been a while, but I'm back with a new video and it's all about toy hunting. I just recently spent 7 days in Orlando, Florida for a family wedding, but while I was there, I had to have some toy time in there, so I squeezed in a little bit of toy hunting action. I went to 2 stores, and let's get into what I found there now. The first place I went to when I was in Orlando was about 5 minutes away from where I was staying. It was called Gods and Monsters. A really fun little place. When you first go in there, you're kind of like bombarded right away, and then it's a very kind of narrow type store, and then as you walk along it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, but everything in there right away was really cool. There's stuff from floor to ceiling, there's comics, there's tabletop games, there's horror stuff, there's a little bit of Japanese stuff, mostly Star Wars and Marvel and DC. This kind of place is generally what a lot of the tourism traffic goes to. A lot of people from out of town, out of country, out of state will go and check out. And it is a pretty cool place because you definitely have a lot of pieces in there that are definitely eye-catching. A lot of movie props, like your Gremlins and, the Vigo painting from Ghostbusters 2 is in there. You got masks and cutouts, standees, stuff like that was really, really cool. Even in the back, they had their own kind of post-apocalyptic kind of vault bar, which they hold little cool tabletop gaming type events, movies, and all kinds of little fun things like that. Man, that's a dream, to be able to do something like that. I've always really wanted to do some kind of cool secret movie society, or have some kind of cool little place that people can come and watch a movie, or we could hold some kind of board game night or something like that. I've always really wanted to do something like that, so seeing it in person kind of fully realized was actually pretty awesome. But getting into all the kinds of toys that were there was a good amount of modern stuff. Mostly modern collectibles. They had some vintage stuff, but this is a place you're really gonna want to go to catch up for your Black Series or your Marvel Legends maybe, or even some of the new NECA stuff they had there. I was really I had this mission going in of I had to find something kaiju. I had to, so I was a little disappointed, and I ended up not walking away from anything with the first store. But it really cool store, really extremely nice people that work there as well. There's even art that you can buy there. If you're just gonna be in town, I highly recommend going there, because it is just, the store itself is quite the spectacle. So for the next place, I was feeling a little bummed that I didn't find anything. I drove about 15 minutes away from the first place, and I went to a lovely little boutique toy store / printing shop called Echo Base. Man, what an experience going in there. When you first walk in, holy shit, wow. All their displays are immaculate and beautiful, and there's so much vintage stuff. It's so well catered. Everything is so thoughtfully put together in this place. And make no mistake, this is mostly vintage stuff. This is mostly, 90s stuff, 80s stuff, carded retro figures. They have new stuff there. They even had some Sofubi there, which was really cool. I actually even picked up one. But this is mainly going to be your nostalgia headquarters, which is really cool. Lots of cool display pieces on the wall, lots of interesting pieces to sit there and talk about. And the wonderful guy working behind the counter, Nick, I was chatting his ear off the entire time I was in there. So thank you, Nick, for dealing with my incessant rambling while I was in there. And yeah, just super nice, really good people working there. If you're gonna go to one store, I would have to say, and you're in the Orlando area, I would have to say, make that little 15-minute-ish pilgrimage, for me at least, out to Echo Base, because that is quite the store. I walked away very happy. without further ado, let's get into what I picked up at Echo Base. I've picked up quite a few carded figures. So the first one we're going to be looking at is this Battle Damage Earthworm Jim action figure. Still on the card. This is from Replay Inc. And for the longest time I thought they were actually Playmates figures. I guess it's just because of the solid colored accessories and everything. This was really cool. When I saw this, I was like, well, you know, I've been on a little bit of a Earthworm Jim kick, so I gotta get this. And yeah, it's super cool. So let's take a closer look at this guy. Here we are taking a closer look at the Earthworm Jim carded figure. This is the battle damaged version of Earthworm Jim, and it's pretty cool. You got the accessories in there, his ray gun with a little bit more damage, the bigger gun with some cracks and stuff in there, and the little jelly dude in there with some battle damage as well. You can see the foot painted and the arm there, little blast off piece, which is pretty cool, spring-loaded action. Then there's some damage there that's unpainted as well. Love that earthworm outline there, and just that classic looking card art. How cool is that? Looking at the back there, we got his bio and all the other figures in the line. Pretty cool. And it's got the story on there as well. I also have the original Earthworm Jim figure. This one's pretty old, been in my collection for quite a while now. And then recently I found the monstrous version of Peter Puppy. Both look really awesome together. And with this new piece, I think they'll look pretty cool together if I can figure out some sort of way to display all these guys together. One of the next figures I picked up while I was in there was the Martian Leader Mars Attacks figure. These are pretty nostalgic for me. I had quite a few of them. I actually had quite a few of the cards as a kid. The movie, when I first saw it, scared the shit out of me, but then over time I grew to love it so much, and I just loved the design of the Mars Attacks aliens. I think that they're just so cool. Really, really fun carded figure. But I think I'm actually going to open this one. So let's get in the photo booth and let's open them up. Now here we have the Mars Attacks Martian Leader figure. And wow, pretty crazy to see a Mars Attacks figure out in the wild. I don't see these too often anymore. So that was pretty cool. Love that card art. It is sun bleached though, very sun damaged. I imagine that that's kind of an issue when it comes to toys, especially carded toys, in a sunny state like Florida. So I was thinking maybe about opening this guy up here so that we can enjoy the figure that's inside. I'll do my best to save that wonderful card art as well. Moving along to another incredibly nostalgic figure for me is the T-1000, the exploding T-1000 from the T2 Kenner toy line. Now this thing has a lot of memories for me. I actually bought this, I bought it a couple times as a kid, but one of the times I got it was when I was at the Universal Studios T2 3D ride. And while I kind of had this like weird thought, maybe y'all have an experience similar to this, but when you're going somewhere and you're anticipating toy hunting and you're kind of like, man, I hope I find this, or man, I hope that something like this was there. And this was actually one of those things. I was like, they gotta have that T-1000 somewhere at one of these shops, because you know, of that T2 ride ran for so long, and you know, maybe there was a good chance that this was sitting there. And sure enough, sure as shit, he was sitting there with some of the other Terminator 2 stuff. So this was super cool. I actually think I'm gonna open this one too. I have most of all my T2 action figures are all opened, so I figure why not open T1000 as well and throw them in the photo booth. So we're going to do that right now. This one is incredibly nostalgic for me because I remember getting this one at the T2 3D ride at Universal Studios. Now I believe those ones had a different packaging, but on this one in particularly, I do really love how that back airbrush look header card for this whole thing is, and then up in the corner there you have the exploding T1000 action there as well. Taking a look at this guy on the box there, you have the original Toys R Us sticker there, just barely hanging on, but that's pretty cool to see. Also looking at the back, it's got the Terminator 2 selection of figures there, as well as the vehicles in the line and the BioFlesh Regenerator playset. And that is pretty nostalgic, very original creepy crawlers kind of feeling. You put fake rubber flesh over this clay kind of flesh stuff over a little dinky plastic T800 endoskeleton. But up in the corner, you can also see the instructions on this guy and how he works. If you've had the Scorpion Alien from the Aliens toy line, then you already kind of know how this works. Here we have the exploding T1000 from Kenner outside of his packaging. Man, I remember almost every square inch of this figure from when I was younger because I loved playing with this thing. Really, really cool to see again. Starting off with some accessories, some stuff, I still don't know what the hell this stuff is for. What is this thing? What is this for? Some kind of weird... It's like bent up gun. Very, very strange. Then a bent up steel beam girder. I guess maybe for the Terminator to grab onto and give the T1000 a good old whap. I think that's probably what it's for. And then it also comes with this kind of dinky looking rifle. A little futuristic looking, so it's a little strange, but still cool nonetheless. Now we're going to compare them with some of the other Terminator figures that I have in my collection. We got the glow-in-the-dark one here. They look pretty cool standing next to each other. Then kind of coming in more accurate to the movie, we have the purple shirt Terminator with the replaceable arms there. And lastly, another replaceable limb Terminator that I had. Here we're looking at all the pieces. It's like a big splatter piece. Very similar with the Scorpion Alien. And then it's just two pieces. You click back together. Alright kids, and last but certainly not least, is probably one of the most nostalgic things that I picked up there, and it is a talking Robocop from Toy Island. Unfortunately, doesn't work anymore. Oh my god, I'm a liar. This just proved me a liar. I've clicked the button so many times, and just now while recording it actually worked, so let's try it again. Wow, I got that on camera. That's weird. I guess he does work. This was not only my most expensive purchase, this was my, this is like one of the things that I need to have. It was like the first thing I looked at when I walked in there, but I was like toying with the idea of actually buying this carded Robocop figure. Okay, let's take a closer look at him in the photo booth real quick. Of all the carded figures we have, the Robocop talking 8-inch figure, man, this thing is awesome. I love the card art. I love the button press thing. That's an iconic Robocop thing. And earlier, you just saw it speak for the first time since I bought it. I didn't know that it was still working. I pressed the button a couple times before. We're gonna try it again here. Wow.
trouble. Drop it. Drop it.
Wow, if you hold it, it'll just like loop it. That's pretty crazy. That is some bizarre turn of events. But let's check the date. This is a 1993 toy with batteries that still work. This was clearly taken pretty good care of, and it will remain taken care of in my collection. I'm a huge Robocop fan. I love Robocop to death. It is probably my favorite movie. So this is a great piece to add to the collection. So before we round up what I picked up at Echo Base Collectibles, I also got some nice things from there, some extra goodies in the bag. Of course, a fun little postcard there, a nice business card, and some wonderful stickers. They're actually partly a printing shop as well, so they have really cool posters and stuff like that. Alright, now we're going to look at some of the loose figures that I got recently and some from Echo Base. These last two here, a nice Ed Roth Weirdo. These are really cool, getting pretty hard to find. They had a whole shelf full of them. It was actually pretty difficult to figure out which one I wanted to take with me, so I picked this one here. I think very iconic looking. Love any Ratfink thing or Ed Roth kind of stuff, Rat Rod type things. Then this is the Sofubi I picked up while I was there. This is from the Galaxy people, Super Sentai kind of, or kaiju feeling. There's a very specific type of style of toy that this is based on. Really love the sprays on this, and I love that flesh vinyl color. So really cool. A really nice surprise when I went in there and saw that's in there. I have this guy here, and this is actually not from Echo Base. This is from online. I found this. There was this Disney kind of arcade called Disney Quest back in the day, and this is from the Sid's Create-A-Toy station there. You can kind of use this moduled out toy to make your own action figure or toy creation, much like Sid in the Toy Story movie. It also came with the original envelope that this thing came in and the little printout, and I totally remember that from the one that I made when I was a kid. Mine has since been all the parts have fallen off and disappeared into the ether. Who knows where the hell they are now. And lastly here I have another interesting piece. So when I was in Echo Base, I saw some of the Capcom Bandai 1994 Mega Man figures, and there was a Drill Man in there, and he was just a little bit too expensive for me to pick up with all the other stuff that I was getting. But when I was in Goodwill the other day, just looking around, I found this Mega Man Air Raider, and it's super bizarre because when I picked it up, I didn't think anything of it. It for all intents and purposes, this looks like a baby toy, but it actually belongs with this, semi now rare toy line for the Mega Man cartoon. And luckily I have the dog and Mega Man here, so it's super cool to have this along with it. I also have one of the bad guys as well. This was quite the find because this line is so rare, so to find the vehicle just at Goodwill for 99 cents, there's the evidence. And it lowers down the trigger there so you can... How cute is that? The only thing that's missing is the little missile that goes in the front, but other than that, this thing is perfect for displaying with my Mega Man figure. So weird. Probably one of the best random finds, and also a wonderful steal at that. Well, that's it for our video today. Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you everybody at Gods and Monsters, and especially at Echo Base. Wonderful people. Definitely check them out. Follow them on Instagram, and they also have a website. You can purchase some of their custom toys and some other Super 7 reaction type stuff there. So definitely check them out. Follow me on Instagram. Do all that lovely stuff. I appreciate it. Comment on what you if you had any of these toys or feel like any of this stuff, or what are you hunting for, and what are your recent carded figure acquisitions? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks again, everyone. Until next time.